let's replay some more secret files. Tunguska, shall we? And, well, apart from the ominous settings surrounding it, it's quite a nice place. Build a new cabin here and perhaps trim the grass a bit. Anyway, but let's go inside first and see what we can see. What? It's an old projector.
An 8mm film projector. Considering its age and the fact that it's not professionally handled here, it is not in bad condition.
You can say that again. There's all.
The small windows are absolutely
Oh
filthy.
well. And there's a rag.
An old rag.
Take rag. Right. There's a compass. Which is a puzzle. But we need some stuff for it. So let's let it be for now. There's also a chimney. It's fairly dark.
There is nothing special to see, but then again, it is pitch black in there.
If we had some sort of light, that would be nice. It's a shard.
Are shards always broken, or are there whole shards? An interesting question. I'll have to ask my former philosophy professor.
By definition, shards are broken stuff or of something, I would think. That's my definition anyway. Right. There's a path.
Wow, what a monster! I have to ask, even if I'm talking to myself, how did that thing get here?
Good question.
That must be a tributary of the stony Tunguska. It's not the river's fault, but I'm starting to hate that name.
Well, it is the title of the game, so. Generator.
A generator, supplying the hut with power. There is obviously no more fuel in it. That would have been too good.
True. There's an oil lamp.
A bit of petroleum still seems to be in there.
Then, by all means, take it.
It looks like a garden hose. Time has been gnawing away at it, but there don't seem to be any large cracks or holes in it. An old drinking water tank.
Well, I can't take the tank, but I sure as hell can take the hose. So, can I? I guess I can't.
Wow, what a monster! I have to...
Wheel rim.
This has been plundered. Everything that can be taken off and carried is gone. There are only 2 small nuts here, and I am having them.
Oh, nuts. Right. Tank.
There still seems to be a bit of diesel oil in there.
Then by all means.
Wow, what a... I've hung the hose into the tank.
But I need something to have in it seems.
A generator, supplying the hut with power.
Tank. Right, well, for the moment, let's get back inside. Rag.
The rag is soaked through. Inside, the windows are almost clean.
What about outside then?
As an obedient little housewife, of course I know what my duties are. There, finished. Shall I make dinner now as well?
Well, excuse me then, Nina. It's for a good purpose.
The sunlight makes the hut look a little friendlier, at least.
Yeah. Nature has still taken its course, I'm afraid. Right, let's do some more cleaning while we're at it. Oh, hang on, let's bring some light.
I'll light the lamp.
Hey, aluminum foil. Seems to be useful in this game. But
I can't see or find anything special.
alright, let's...
I would never have dreamed that one day I would clean out a chimney from the inside. Now that the suit is off, I can see numbers written on it. 7.5, 3, 10.5, 6.
Well, let's try and remember those at some point. Right. Stuff us.
I've wrapped the tinfoil around the broken glass.
Right, because...
An 8mm film projector. It won't work without electricity.
True. Or we might find a substitute. No, it needs power. Hence the generator, but chimney. Yeah, I'm still missing something. Tanker, coil.
If I remember correctly, then that thing has something to do with magnetism and producing electricity.
Right.
I've held the nut close to the coils, but it has not become magnetized.
Right, because it's not running yet. Odd that. Oh, the pot.
That must be the research station that the transit train was supposed to be going to. Has it even arrived there at all? The research station is certainly impressive. It even has its own runway, and probably just as impressively secured. I can forget getting in there. I'm not even sure that I want to go in anyway. After all, I have heard and read about this station and the place it was built on. Anyway, the station does radiate a certain fascination. Not a positive one. And the longer I look, the more I get the shivers. I'd better make my way back. There's a lot to do, and I still don't know what secret out of Daddy's past is concealed here.
Right.
The whole station looks like out of a science fiction movie. Hardly believable, considering that it has been here for several decades. Will its secret ever be revealed to me?
Could be, could be.
The river drops about 30 meters here. It's a very impressive sight.
Actually, also, I must say, it looks far more impressive in on the PC than on the Wii. Just saying. I need some sort of container. And I don't believe I... Yes, I do. Excuse me.
There's still plenty of vodka in there. If I want the one spirit, I think I will have to get rid of the other. Nastarovia!
You could pour it out.
Oops, I think I'm a bit out of practice.
Right. Like I said, you could just pour it out on the ground, you know? Anyway, tank. Oh, she did it automatically. Fine. In the generator with you.
That's what I call quality craftsmanship. Over 50 years old, and it still works like it did when it came out of the factory.
Right. Even without maintenance.
I'll hold both nuts close to the coils, but not too close, otherwise I'll be toast. As a result, they seem to have become magnetized.
Right. Now let's have a look at those numbers again. Right. 7.5 and 3. 10.5 and 6.
Now that the suit is off, I can see numbers written on it. 7.5, 3, 10.5, 6.
Right. Now let's take a look at those. 7.5. So we have 7 there.
That's strange. Obviously, the compass needle only moves when I press the button. I seem to have triggered a mechanism, but nothing has happened yet.
Right, then let's take them off. That was not 7.5, by the way, but... Hang on. It probably is. And then 10.5. My memory is really going. Here we go. 7.5, 3. Yeah, sorry, my mistake. Oh no, 7.5, 3, 10.5, and 6. Right. And it has reset itself. So let's try that anyway. And then let's try 3. And then
secret compartment.
Amazing.
There are a few old documents and a roll of film in there. I'll have a look at the documents. Maybe my father left them there. Yes, indeed. He describes that the 1958 expedition apparently could not provide an explanation why the plant growth has changed so much here since the catastrophe of 1908. The discovery of a meteorite, hoped for by the government as a cause of the devastating explosion, also did not materialize. For this reason, neither my father in his function as the leader of the expedition, nor the biologist, Ken Morangi, could provide an unambiguous conclusion, which obviously was not regarded favorably by the authorities. Oh, and they are also briefly mentioning Oleg here, but apparently he was not that important. I guess I'd better not tell him that. Years later, in his function as a geologist at the Academy of Sciences in Moscow, my father examined a strange piece of metal that had been found in the Tunguska region. He then was able to prove its non-terrestrial origins, which breathed new life into the meteorite theory. However, upon further analysis, he and his colleague Manuel Perez discovered traces that indicated that the metal had been worked. When they wanted to publish their discovery in the Kolenkov Expert, it was completely, surprisingly rejected, and they were forbidden any further examination of the rock. When my father continued to inquire about the happenings in the Tunguska region, he was dismissed from the Academy of Sciences. The last entries are from 1977. Obviously, he and Manuel Perez went to the Tunguska region on their own. They hoped to find additional fragments of that strange material so they could continue their studies. What the goal was and what happened isn't written down in here. In addition, I have this burning desire to know what is going on with this fragment. On the one hand, it's probably not of terrestrial origin, but on the other hand, it was processed. That would mean the old Evank also said something about his son finding some metal fragment in the woods and then suddenly disappearing. That would fit in with the fact that my father was even thrown out of the Academy of Sciences due to his analysis. I hope that I will find some more answers on that roll of film.
Yeah, I guess we can try. Or am I just projecting something? Right.
Damn, the bulb has burned out. It's not possible to just pop around to the shops and get another around this place. So now is the time to think of something else.
Alright.
Yep, that should work. Since it's rather dark in here, the light reflected by my modified glass shard should do it.
Then let's start it.
So, Manuel, the camera's rolling.
Please excuse me for a moment. I'll be right back.
What the?
Manuel!
What was that? Lightning? Or sheet lightning? And what happened to this Manuel Perez?
What happened to us? Oh my.
That sounded like an explosion. I should see what's going on.
Yeah, run.
Looks as if half the station exploded.
Now, don't fall, Nina.
Come on, come on! Move your asses! The intruders have to be around here somewhere. We'll get them. Spread out.
Oh, my head. What was that? Feels like someone sifted through my thoughts.
There's someone up there. Get them.
Damn. I have to get away from here.
Run, Nina, run. Just fix your hair first. That's... Uh-oh. This is not gonna end well, is it? or... Yoo-hoo!
Thanks. That was close.
No problem. I told you that I would catch you if you were ever standing on the edge of a precipice. What happened? We just saw that some areas of the research station were in flames, and suddenly there were soldiers everywhere.
I don't know much more either. Suddenly, two strange figures appeared in front of me out of nowhere.
From the FSB?
No, they weren't agents. I'm not really sure. This may sound kind of stupid, but I'm not even sure if they were human.
What?
I don't know how I should describe it. It was more like a feeling that I got from them.
What did they want? Did they say anything?
They didn't really speak. It was more like voices inside my head. It was as if they were looking for an answer.
What kind of answer?
I don't know how to describe the feeling. It was as if my head was going to explode. I've never experienced pain like that. And then suddenly, I knew that I wanted to tell them everything. It was suddenly so clear.
You told them everything?
No. Before I could say anything, the soldiers came, and the two figures disappeared as suddenly as they appeared. Where are we flying to anyway?
In the meantime, Sergei has found out that your father was never in Moscow. So it almost looks as if the entire trip was pretty much in vain.
No, on the contrary. I'm now sure that my father was kidnapped for some reason that has to do with the Tunguska catastrophe.
How come?
I found some of my father's old documents. If I haven't misunderstood them, he was on the trail of something big, and I have a name. Manuel Perez. He was with my father back then, and we also know approximately where he is now.
Yes, in a mental institution on Cuba. Great lead.
It's gotta be worth a try. And there's another name on the list. This Irish biologist, Ken Morangi.
That's right. I know that I have already asked a lot from you two, and I'm deeply indebted to you. And I would understand...
Stop rambling. What's your plan? You're heading to Cuba and I'm heading to Ireland?
You'd really do that?
You can pay me back some other time. For example, by buying me a cup of hot coffee.
Max, you're a sweetheart.
And don't you ever forget it.
Yay. Da-da-da-da, oh well. That plane has great mileage, by the way.
Oleg, I'm not usually like that. But what should I do? Besides you two, I don't have anyone who could help me. And if my father...
It's okay. We enjoy helping you, honestly. So don't worry about us. Concentrate on your dad.
Yeah, okay. We already found the psychiatric hospital. I only hope that this Perez is still here.
Why shouldn't he? But first I have to take care of some formalities. Will you be okay without me?
Sure. I can manage the 20 yards to the reception desk by myself. Go on. I'll be all right.
Okay. See you later.
Bye, Oleg. You're such a nice guy. Well, right. So we have more stuff to do. We can change to Max. He is in Ireland. But if I'm not totally stuck on Nina's path, I will do his part after this one. But before that, I am going to need a break because I've been playing for, well, probably over 2 hours straight, and it is a quarter past 1 a.m. So in the meantime, this was your host, the lazy gamer, falling asleep, or about to anyway. So, bye guys.